Here and welcome to Studio Hacks. Today I'm going to talk about 3 things that you need to know or do before you go into the studio. So roll the tape. Okay guys, so essentially going to the studio these days is a bit of a big deal. Most people don't have the budgets they used to, and no one gets to really book out a studio for 3 months at a time anymore. So going to the studio, you need to be hyper prepared if you want to get the best results possible. And these are the 3 things, these are the three things that essentially you need to have down. First and foremost is timing. Now essentially what needs to happen, I don't care which kind of band you are, who you are, what you think you're doing, but it's playing to a click. Playing to a click is so damn important. Everything these days is tracked to a click. I have had other people ask me exactly why do I need to play to a click. In the old days they never did, but in the old days essentially, 1, they didn't have the benefit of a click. 2, most of their drummers before they could get into a studio would have immaculate timing, and 3, essentially they would be able to book the studio out with ridiculously huge budgets because it was a rarefied atmosphere. So these days you got lots of people wanting to go in the studio, many people wanting to make music, and the quickest way to save your money is to make sure that you maximize your studio time, and the easiest way to do that is have the band, I mean the whole band, not just the drummer, practicing to a click. Number 2. Pre-production. Pre-production is absolutely massive, and what I mean by that is you really need to know your arrangements and have it down. These days everyone's got an iPhone. It's pretty easy to do. Use voice memos, or there's a fantastic app on the Apple platform called Music Memos. It's free. It'll tell you the key you're playing in, and it's just absolutely amazing. But yes, there is nothing like having your songs down and to know exactly what part's happening where, to just have everything planned out so you know the song you're playing before you go in. Because whoever's producing you needs to know an idea of the song and what you were trying to achieve. And number 3, this is the big one. Everyone knowing their parts. So you may have a strong idea of what your song is supposed to be and how it goes, but know all the extra parts. What happens these days, and I find this happens a lot, really good quality production comes down to the ability of the player and the amount of layers and thought that goes into a session. It's not just, if you're a 3-piece band, it's not just the drums, the bass and the guitarist and the vocal. There's going to be extra vocal layers and there's going to be extra guitar layers, so know those parts before you go in. Also, the other big one is whoever the vocalist is, the human voice is the hardest instrument to master. Make sure you have your melody down and you know exactly what you're singing. So know your parts, people. Anyway, they're my 3 tips about going to the studio, how to maximize your budget and get the most out of your studio time. I'm James Russell. If you liked that video, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and drop me a comment if you want me to cover something, and I will see you next time.